Hello everybody. I've had some ideas of some things that we could make to do with the story of Jack and the Beanstalk. But before that, I just wanted to show you something. I don't know how many of you have noticed my necklace. Can you guess what it's made of? Have a closer look. Yeah, it's made of lots of beans. I was wondering whether any of these might be magic beans. Somebody has painted the beans and then made a little hole in them and threaded them to make a necklace. This is one of my favourite colours. Hope you like it too. I've just made a little bean. I've just made a little bean out of paper. Do you remember, for the first story, I cut up a lot of pages from old magazines and I put them together in little piles of colours that were the same. So I had a look and I found some green pieces and a tiny little purpley brown piece. And this is what I've made. I'm just getting it ready. I've made a little beanstalk that grows. Here's the bean at the bottom. I'm going to hold the bean at the bottom and I'm going to make it grow. You could help. You could say, grow, magic bean, grow. Ready? It's working. It's working. It's working. And there is the beanstalk with its leaves. I've just noticed that there's something wrong with this leaf. Yes, I stuck it on the wrong way around. I'm going to take it off. Now that's better. I managed to find lots of different greens and lots of different patterns, and I really like that. Of course, if I had a longer strip of paper, I could make it really, really big. I'll show you how I did it. First of all, I just got the page from the magazine and I snipped a long strip where most of it looked green. And then I did some special folding, special zigzag folding. You might need a grown-up to help you with this, or you might manage it all by yourself. So you get the paper and you fold the end up, and then you fold the end down, and then you fold the end up, and then you fold this end down, and you go up and down and up and down and up and down and up. And then you get, it's like a little springy thing, but it's really good because we could make it grow. Are you ready? Here we go. I'm going to hold the top. It's quite fiddly. Now that's good, but it would look even better with some leaves. So I found lots of little pieces of paper from a magazine, all with different greens and different patterns. And here's a good idea. If you want to cut out lots of the same thing, you can get a little bunch of paper, maybe no more than 4 pieces, and you can hold them together in your hand, and then you can get your scissors and you can just cut out one leaf, but you'll find when you let go you'll have a lot. Watch this. Snip, snip, snip. Remember to turn the paper round. Hold the scissors in one place. Snip, 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 snip. I'm going to keep these bits because you never know, they might be useful for something next time. I'm going to put them with all the green bits. And let's see what we've cut out with the scissors. Oh yes, lots and lots lots and lots of leaves. So now I can stick them with glue onto the same side as the green piece of paper, all the way up my beanstalk. Then I can cut out a little bean and put it at the bottom, and then I'll have a lovely magic beanstalk. Thing is though, it's not very big, is it? And in the story, the beanstalk grew higher than the downstairs and higher than the upstairs and higher than the roof and higher than the chimney and higher than the trees and higher than the clouds. I'd really, really like to make a big beanstalk. I've had an idea. I had to look around in my house to see what I'd got a lot of. I have actually got a lot of things in my house because I don't like throwing things in the bin. And one of the things I've got a lot of, you might have some of these in your house too, are these from the toilet roll. I had an idea. Now, even if you've only got one of these in your house, you could start a beanstalk, because I'm going to make a beanstalk that can just carry on getting taller and 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 taller for as long as we have to stay in our houses. I'm hoping I can get mine as tall as my roof. I'll show you next week how far I've got. Well, shall I show you what my idea is? My idea is this. So there's the toilet roll. I got my pen and I drew a sort of leaf shape, but I didn't join it up at the bottom. I drew one on that side of the toilet roll and I drew another on that side of the toilet roll. And then I got my scissors and I cut it out. So with my scissors, I followed the blue line I'd made, and I snipped, and I snipped, and I snipped, and I snipped, but I didn't go across that little bit. And then I did the other side. I snipped, and I snipped, and I snipped, and I snipped. It's a bit tricky. I've had to take my scissors out and then put them back in again, and I snipped, but I didn't cut across that bit. So there's one, and it's a bit flappy. Now I'm going to turn it round again. Snip, 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 snip. Careful, don't go over that bit. And snip, 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 snip. Whoa. Ooh, tricky. And now, here's something. Get a grown-up to help you with this bit, because did you see what nearly happened then? I had my scissors like that, and I went, and my scissors went on my finger. So you do need to be a bit careful. I'm going to change where my hand is. I'm going to put my hand right away from the scissors because I don't want to chop my hand. Ah, that's it. Good. Doesn't look like a beanstalk, does it? Now, I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to pull down one leaf. Quite a nice leaf. And I'm going to pull down the other leaf. Quite a nice leaf. Could do with something else on it though. I'm going to get my yellow, no, not my yellow, my green crayon, although you could do yellow. And I'm going to make it look like a leaf. Do you remember that leaf we made for the caterpillar in the first week of our stories? I'm going to draw some veins on it. It's quite hard to see, isn't it? But I'm pressing as hard as I can. Ah, now that's better. That looks a bit more like a leaf. And then I'm going to turn it round. I'm going to do the same on this side. Here I go. Ooh. Can you see? Here I are. That's it. Yeah, that's good. But really, it still doesn't look very much like a beanstalk. But what if I made lots? Not just one, not just two, or three, or four, but more and more and more. Look what I've started to make. Needs colouring in, but here we go. this one to my beanstalk here. It's quite easy because now there's quite a big hole there. Gently, I'm just going to put this in like this. Oh, and it just sits in. Oh, it's getting taller. It's about the same size as my arm. So far I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 toilet rolls, but I think I can make this a lot taller. Later on I might put a picture up so you can see how I'm getting on. Now if you've got paint, you could paint it green. If you've got felt tips, you could use your felt tips to make the leaves green. I wonder how high I can get my beanstalk. I'm going to make it grow. Here we go. I'm going to put it right down here. Here it comes. I'll pretend to be Jack. Oh, there's something outside my window. And it's growing. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm really pleased with my beanstalk. I hope you have fun making one. Now there's one more thing that I thought we could make, if you feel like it, because I like the giant in that story. The giant is really, really big. And I was thinking, I haven't got any really big paper. I'd like to draw a really big giant, but I've got no big paper in my house. Oh, then I had an idea. I do have some paper in my house. It's newspaper. The pages are quite big, but still not really big enough to make a giant. Then I had an idea. I got my glue and I laid out the pages on the floor. I could glue them together and get a really big piece of paper. So that's what I did. Makes a big noise because it's a big piece of paper. Here we go. It's coming. Are you ready? Here it comes. This is how big it is. Oh, where have you gone? It's really big. I thought you could make a really big piece of paper by sticking together lots of little pieces of paper, and then you could get somebody really big from your house to lie down on it. Now that might be you, because you might be really big. Or it might be your brother, because he might be really big. Or it might be your sister, because she might be really big. Or it might be your mum, or it might be your dad. You're going to need quite a big piece of paper for your mum and dad. And then you could get a crayon and you could draw around them while they're lying down and turn them into a giant. I've started here. Can you see the head? I said to my husband, can you just lie down on this piece of paper, please, because I'd like to draw around you. So he did. Now I'm going to get my scissors and I'm going to cut round this. Here I go, snip, 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 snip. This is going to be a lot of cutting. Snip, 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 snip. Ooh, snip, 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 snip. You get the idea. Soon, if you cut all around all of the lines, you'll have a really big giant. Then you can colour in your giant's face. You can draw on some giant's clothes. If you have paint, and if you have somewhere to go outside, you could paint your giant. You might have another idea. You might want to do sticking on your giant. You might want to get all your bits of paper that you cut up and stick on 2 eyes and stick on a nose and stick on a mouth. I'd love to see your giants when they're finished. Well, I hope you have fun, whatever you decide to make, and see you soon. Bye.